Okay guys, so let's talk about the advanced filter again, and this time it is going to be more advanced than the previous two chapters. So we talked about the advanced filter from the very basic, you know that, right? I hope you have seen all those videos. So now in this case, this is the last chapter on the advanced filter. The last discussion we're gonna have, and this is pretty awesome because we are going to now use the formulas. So you have used the wild characters, you have used the conditions also, and you know that how to extract the unique values, from the advanced filter. So we have seen all that, but do you know that we can also use the formulas, and we can use that formulas in the advanced filter, right? So let's go and talk about this now. I have got here 4 questions for you, okay, and this is going to we are going to work on these one by one. Now the first thing which the question is that to find the items with an 8 in the order ID. So I want to extract those order IDs with the entire row, of course, where I have the order ID containing 8. So 8 has to be there, guys. So we want to pull out, for example, this one, because the order ID is 7498, right? And if I go further, this is the another one. So we have, I think, got only 2 records. Oh no, this is also right. So there are, couple of entries here which has got 8, right? And we want to pull out these records. The records like 3424, 2443, 1223, we don't want to touch them. We don't want to extract them. Okay. Now guys, the first rule which you have to do here is you got to prepare here a formula which can return true, because the formula is when you're going to apply the advanced filter, it is going to pick up the true criteria. Remember this, true criteria we have to build here, right? So your function which you're going to apply here or here or here, wherever, right, it should return true. True for what? True for the values where you have, where you see that the order ID contains 8. By the way, how you gonna find it out whether this contains 8 or not, guys? You can pause the video, give it a thought, and now come back. Basically, I will use the find function. Okay, I hope you have gone through the find functions. So I say that find 8 in this order ID, and then position should be 1, let's say. Okay, let's start from the 1. Now you see that I got here an error, which is quite obvious because this does not exist here. The 8 does not exist. Okay, now if I go and drag this function, wherever I have 8, I will get the position of the 8 because I'm using the find function. So that means for the errors, now what you need, do you need the errors or do you need the cells which does not contain error? Obviously you need this cell, this cell, this cell, and this cell. You don't need the errors, because errors, they are telling us that 8 is not there, and you want to pick up the data which contains 8. So that means you have to set up the criteria over here in the first cell in such a way that the output of this function, should come as true. Okay, true in the sense, true for what? True for those cells where you have 8. Okay, not for this one. So what you will do, guys, you can use the if error. I'm going to use the if error. You can say that if the error is going to come, then the output should return me false. In that way, what will happen, for the values where you don't have the error, that is going to be converted as, so let me go and drag this, that is going to be converted as, it is not going to be counted as false, right? So these are the numbers. Okay, so when you now go and use the advanced filter, what will happen, first of all, in the advanced filter, you don't have to drag the formula. You just keep the formula only in the first cell. It will automatically check basis this formula. It will automatically, scrutinize this entire data, and it is going to pull out the true entries from here. Okay, basis this formula. And in this case, guys, we do not keep the header here. We keep the header here blank. This is surprising to you, because last time when we did the use the wild characters, we talked about that how important it is to write the same header, for which you are using the criteria. But in this case, when you are using the formula, keep your header blank. Okay, now let's say I go here in the data and I see that I want to go to the advanced filter, copy to another location, and this is my table which is already selected, and this is my criteria. So I'm going to change my criteria. This is my F1 to F2 guys. Remember, I'm keeping my F1 as blank. Where you want to copy, so let's say I want to copy this here. Okay, I want to extract the unique records only. Okay, so when I click OK, you can see that what happened, the false criteria is not going to be included in this. So we will have our data which contains only 8. You can see that these are only the 4 entries. Okay, you can also go ahead and change the formula. I mean, just in case if you want to, let's say, go and make some another formula, so we can do this way also. We can say that find, and you go and find this 8 again in this order ID. You can use the search function also. Now this is the error. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to write here that is this the error. For example, let me show you. Now that is error is a boolean function. So when you go and press enter, what will happen? You will get this as true. So that means when you go and drag this, the numbers, the values where you the records where you have 8, they all are going to show as false, because we are saying that for the error we return the true, and for the non-errors return the false. This is how the error function works. Now if you go by this thing, as I said that when you use the advanced filter, what happens, advanced filter extracts the true values from your formula. So now what will happen when you go to the advanced filter, and let's say again you repeat the entire same stuff, but this time what I do, I use this criteria G1 to G2. Okay, and I see that I want to copy this. Let's say again here, unique records here. Let me click OK. Now look at this, what is happening here. How many records you are getting? First of all, let's go and check that. So you're getting here 15 items. How many records you have here? 19. 15 plus 4, 19. So those records which contains 8, they are not here. Can you see that? If we have anywhere here 8, it is not there, right? So basically output is wrong, because you were looking for the items which contain 8, order IDs which contain 8. So you have to remember this, that the formula which you are putting, okay, make sure that formula should return always what? If it returns true, if it returns false, when you go and apply the advanced filter will pick up the true entries from it. This is what you need to remember. Now in this formula, the formula is correct, but the point is the formula is applied in such a way which is, when it returns true for the values where you don't have the 8, and this is something you never wanted, right? So you are actually supposed to write the formula keeping one thing in mind, that formula, when the advanced filter is going to be applied on the data, the formula which returns true, that number of rows are going to be picked up, right? So in this formula I have got all these true, so advanced filter will pick up the true items. Okay, so this is wrong, right? So let's go and correct this. Now how I can correct this? Well, I keep this option here just for your practice. Okay, I don't delete this. Now what I will do, I will come here. Now you see that what you did is, you first of all find 8, right? You find 8 in this, and then you said that if it is an error or not. Don't do that. What I'm going to do, let's say I can say that if is error, right? Now I can say that if this is going to be the error, let's close the formula. I hope you have done the enough practice on the if is error. Now we are saying that if this is the error, then what you want to do, guys? Now I want to basically pick up the 8. If my order ID contains 8, it should pick up the value. So you have to design this formula in such a way that the output which is going to come out, that output comes true only for those values which contain, only for those IDs, which contains 8, right? So we will say that if there is an error, If the error is there, that means 8 is not there. So you want to make it false. And if it is not an error, then you want to make it as true. So what I'm doing, when you go and drag this, before you write the advanced filter, drag the formula and cross check, like how I'm gonna cross check. Well, I will quickly go and check my true items. Are they coming true? So these are the two items which are coming true, and this is perfect because both of these rows, if you go there, their order ID contains 8. Okay, can we further go and check this as well? So you can see that this is also contains 8, and I should go and drag the formula. So this also contains 8, so this is also going to come as true. And advanced filter always picks up the true items, right? So guys, this is how I do the testing. My focus has to be on the result true actually. So you got to design the true in such a manner that when advanced filter go and check that criteria, because it is going to always pick up the true items. So your true, the formula which results the true, it should always it should always obey the criteria, whatever you are trying to do. It should always be in the sync, right? It should not go against your criteria, the formula I mean. So now when I go and put the advanced filter, and now I go and let's say I give the criteria as E1 to E2, I'm again repeating, I'm keeping my E1 as blank, okay, because I'm writing the formula here. So let's say I want the unique records, I click OK, and now you can see that the same output has come back. So this is also good, this is also good. This was not good because when you go and drag this, it shows true for those items which does not contain 8. So this is how guys you can use these functions. Okay, you can design this entire thing. So you just don't have to drag the function, you just keep this on the first cell, do not freeze anything. When the advanced filter picks up this criteria, it picks up this criteria and it works in the entire data with that criteria. This is how it is. Okay, now let's go to the next topic. Now in the next topic, I have a question that how we can extract the blank items. So like this one, and I go and let's say create 4 items, I go and create the blank. So you got to find out, you got to extract the items which are blank. So now as you know that advanced filter will pick up the true items. Okay, so you have to make a formula here which can return the true, making sure that the true should come for the blank. So it's quite simple. I think you can say that if this item is going to be blank, then what will happen? You will get the true, right? So when you drag this, do the test first. You can do the testing also quickly. So you can see here, this is blank. So I have here true, and then this is also true because this is blank, and then this is also blank. The rest all the values are false, guys. So that means the formula is working perfect. So now we can go and use the advanced filter. So I click on the advanced filter, my data is there, copy to the another location. I have, this is also selected, the condition is also selected, copy. Let's say I want to copy it here, right? I go and you can select the single cell also, you can select the 4 cells also, unique record. So I should be getting here only the blanks data. Perfect, guys. You can see here ID number 2, 5, 10 and 14 are coming. So this is exactly how this thing should work, right? And one more formula I'm thinking right now, you can also I think use the is blank, right? These are all the Boolean functions. So you can say that if this is blank, then what will happen, guys? This is a Boolean function, right? Remember, is error function, is even, is odd, right? So this is going to return true, right? For the blank, I mean. So when you drag this, you are going to find all the blanks as true. You can see again the same output, right? So this formula can also work. Go and practice on that. Okay, this is how it is going to work. Now I'm again repeating just to clarify again. You see, let's say I go and say that if this is not blank, then you are putting the criteria now not equals to. So if this is not blank, obviously what you'll get, you'll get true. Okay, now when you go and drag this, see what will happen. For the blank entries, you will get the false. So when you put the advanced filter, in action, what will happen? I go quickly and put the advanced filter, and I go and quickly change the criteria. So this time I'm going to use E1 to E2. Okay, copy to another location. So let's say I want to copy the same data here. I go and say unique records. I click OK. Now you can see here, guys, what is happening. Because advanced filter always picks up the true items, you will find here all the values, you know, which the formula basis here, this formula which is giving you true value. So you know that false will come from the for the blank value, so false will never come here. So you will find all these items, you know, here with some value, so which is wrong, right? Because this is not what I was looking. Okay, so let's quickly go and let me delete that and let me go back to the advanced filter and let me correct that. So I'm going to use the F1 to F2. I'm keeping my E1 and E2 as it is so that you guys can practice. Okay, this is how it is, right? So this, let me delete this. So this is wrong. Go and practice on this. Okay, now what is the next thing I want to do? Now the next, this is your order date type amount 1 and amount 2. Now the question here is, you want to pull out the data where amount 1 does not match with the amount 2, right? So how we can do that? So obviously you have to build a formula which can return true for the mismatch, for the not match, I would say. So you can write here that, you know, if this is not equals to this is how you write, right? So what will happen if this is not equals to this? Then you will get the true, right? You will get the true. So right now they are equal. So if they are equal, we don't need that. So when you go and drag this, how many times you have a true here? So this is true, guys, and they are not equal, right? And if you go further down, can we go and check that? Yeah, I think this is the only one. So when you go and use the advanced filter, let's go and check that. Advanced filter, copy to another location, and I now go and let's say use the E1 to E2. Copy to this location. Let's say where I want to copy, I want to copy here. So unique records. So advanced filter will pick up all the true items. So you have just one true item. Make sense, guys? Where we don't have the amount 1 equals to amount 2. So this is how, I mean, the entire thing works. Okay, so do practice on this. What is the last thing? Now this is very interesting. Now you have got here order date type invested, and you want to now find out that what are the top 3 total amount. Total top 3 means I think 406 is the top one, and then 384, and then I guess 362, isn't it, right? And so I mean, in this way we are going to actually pick up the 3 items, right? So what would be the formula to calculate that, you know, to find out whether this value is greater than the top 3 values? Because if it is greater than or equals to the top 3 values, then that means this should be picked up, isn't it, guys? Now how you gonna check the top 3 total amounts? Well, you remember the large function. So I say that I need the largest number, right? You got the 406. Then I say that I need the second largest number. So you go and write here 2, and then I say that you need the third largest number also. So this is how it is going to come. So these are the 3 numbers. So that means this cell, this value has to be compared with all these 3 values, right? We want to see that whether the 10 is greater than or equals to this. If it is equal, that means it comes in the top 3. If it is greater than this, then also means that it comes in the top 3, isn't it, guys? So this is the sort of criteria you have to build now here, right? But I'm not going to do, I'm not going to do it this way. There is a better solution. So the thing is, why do I need the first largest and the second largest? I think we can only calculate the third largest number, right? Because if my number, if let's say this number is greater than or equals to this number, obviously that means it comes in the top 3 items, because I'm calculating the third largest number. There's no need to calculate the second and the first, because second and first, when it comes, when you do the comparison, whether that number is greater than this third largest number, and if the output comes as true, that means that it is the either second or the first largest number. So how we are going to do it? So this is what I say that if this is going to be greater than equals to, remember to put the equals to also, okay? I say that my largest number in this table, the third largest number, whatever it comes, if my D2 cell is going to be equals to that number or greater than that number, then I want to pick it up. So you're gonna get here true for those values where the number is greater than or equals to the third largest number, right? And in this particular case now, you have to make sure you should freeze this D2 to D20. Otherwise, when you go and drag this D2 to D20 will change to D3 to D20, and then the data will change, and that's not the good way of writing the formula. Okay, now you can see here, if I go and drag this, all the numbers are coming false. A lot of numbers are coming false. Only these three numbers are coming true, and advanced filter will pick up the true items, will pick up the formula which returns true. So this is how you are going to work with this. Now for example, I go and write here 777. Now 777 is the biggest number, so let me press enter. Now when I'm going to press enter over here, now you see that, guys, what is happening. So by the way, what happened, let me undo it, because due to my formula here, this number is again increased to 1107 because I have formula here, it's adding 22. So if I do any changes here, then this cell is also going to change, so which is wrong. Let me undo this. First let me copy and paste them. Let's remove the formula here. Okay, perfect. Now I go and write here, let's say 777. Now you see that what is happening, 777, the moment it is entered, this becomes true. Why? Because 777 is greater than or equals to the third largest number, right? Now if you look at this data, I have already applied the formula. What is the third largest number? It is 384. This is the number, so this number is definitely greater than 384. That's why you see here as true. And now one more thing, guys, because we are looking for the top 3 items, that is why we are using here 3. That is why I'm trying to find out the third largest number, so that I can only have 3 trues coming here. Now this is my first true, this is my second true, and this is my third true. So we have a proper logic here. Okay, now if I go and write here, let's say one more number, which is 1000, then this is going to be true, and this is going to be true, and this is going to be true. Again, I have only 3 numbers which are coming here as true. I hope this makes sense to you, right? Now let's say if somebody says that, no, I just want the only the top item. So if it is all about only the top item, means top 1 item, then you just go and find out the largest number, first largest number. So you can go and write here 1, right? And then when you go and do the comparison, when you go and drag this, there will be only 1 true, which is this, guys. So 1000 is the maximum number, and this 1000 is equals to that 1000. That is why you get to see here only 1 true. Now if you want to find out, let's say 5 items, top 5 items, right? Not the bottom, top. So you will go and find out what is the 5th largest value, and then you start comparing each cell with that value, and you see that if that value is greater than or equals to that 5th largest number, please mark it as true. Okay, so I'm going to write here true. So this is the comparison happens. So when you do this, now we should see here 5 trues. So let's go and check that. This is my first true, this is my second true, this is my third, fourth, and fifth. And obviously if you go and change anything over here, let's say I go and change this 65765, this is going to be true. Again, you can count 1 2 3 and then 4 and 5. So I hope this is one of the best, the question, right? This is really super cool, the way we are using the large. Okay, so I go and delete this. Now what I do is I go and delete this as well. We don't require this. So as usual, I go to the advanced filter, copy to another location. I go in the list range, I go and select the entire data, guys, and then you can see that the criteria range. So in the criteria range, this is my criteria, right? And copy to, so let's say I want to copy the values here. You want the unique record, you can do that. So how many values we have got, guys? Now we have got here something I don't understand why we are getting 3 4 5. Oh, I'm sorry, I think I forgot to change it back to 3 because we were looking for the 3 items, right? So I press enter and I quickly go and delete this. We have to run this again. If you know a VBA programming, you can also do, you know, sort of these things that every time you change the criteria here, automatically advanced filter is going to refresh. So VBA is very powerful, right? So copy to another location. This is my table, this is my criteria, and this is where I need the value unique records. I click OK and there we go. Fantastic, right? So that means if I go and change anything over here, let's say I make this maybe this value as 1000, right guys? So when I'm gonna make this as 1000 or maybe let's say 1100, now the next time when you go and put the advanced filter, again you will have a new value. So I simply say copy to another location. Rest all the parameters are already selected. I click OK, and now you can see here that I got here my 1100 also, 777 and 1000, and these are the top 3 items, right? So remember these rules, the 2 rules I said. The formula, what you're writing is advanced filter will always pick the formula as true. The result of the formula has to be true. Now it is up to you. When you write the formula, make sure what you being asked in that the task, in that exercise, you make the formula in a manner that it returns true for the values which you are trying to extract. So it should be in the sync with your question. It should not go against your question. It should comply with your the requirement. Okay. The second thing is, in this particular case, when you write the formula, keep your header blank. There's no need to write anything over here. We don't write these header names. Okay. So that's it guys. This covers your advanced filter. Now I'll see you in the next tutorial. Thank you so much. Bye bye.